Hello boys and girls, so the new killer, the school merchant is out. And honestly, this killer is fucking terrible. Like, why are you even watching this video? Like, if you want to play this killer, your IQ has to be lower than 65. But anyway, for all of those people who got an IQ lower than 65, let's continue. So I've been playing with this killer on the PTB for hours and hours and hours, and you know what? I couldn't think of 5 tips to give you guys. Like, I couldn't. Like, this killer is so trash. But she's hella thick, not gonna lie. So I went on Reddit and I asked people, what are 5 tips that you would give to newcomers before they start playing as this killer? And this guy saved me. He gave me so many tips that I had no idea would even work. Anyway, every time there's a new killer, I make a video like this. So don't forget to subscribe for more Dead by Daylight tutorials, tips and tricks videos, funny videos, and my 6.5 inches cock. And let me start with the first tip. Place drones close to generators, because this killer is a zoning killer, just like the Knight, and these two killers, they got so many similarities. I call it a lazy design, but most of you will probably think that when you play as the school merchant, you are playing as one of those trap killers like the hag, the trapper, etc, etc. And if you start your match with this kind of a mindset, then you will probably place your drones in the locations where you would typically place the trapper's traps, like the locations where survivors might run most likely. But the most efficient way to play as the school merchant is to place your drones next to generators, because survivors will either way be forced to repair those generators. So technically, it's very likely that they will get into the range of your drone. Don't expect to place a drone somewhere and be like, oh, a survivor might run there, you know, there's like 50% of a chance that survivor will get there. No, your drones, they are not traps, and in fact they are extremely visible, so survivors can see where you place your drone and they can see this huge area that the drone covers, and if they don't want to run into that area, they can just run somewhere else. But if you place the drone close to a generator where survivors are supposed to run either way, that's when it's very efficient. Another tip is to place drones in the right spot next to 3-sided generators, so survivors will be forced to go through the scan lines to work on those generators. This killer is probably the best killer in the game when it comes to protecting 3 last gens. Let me give you an example. So survivors repair 4 generators and there's 1 generator left to repair. And ever since the match begins, by the way, you need to force survivors to repair generators that are further away from each other. So when they repair 4 generators, if they get to that point, then when 3 generators are on the map and they need to repair 1 final generator, you just place your drones next to those generators and it's extremely boring for them and extremely easy for you. This killer is extremely good at doing that because you basically place those drones next to those final generators and, you know, survivors are forced to go through your scan lines, and it's a very high possibility that they will get exposed, and when they are exposed, it's a win-win situation for you. Not to mention that most likely you will be undetectable, which is another benefit for you, and this killer is really strong at this point. Like, at the end of the game, this killer becomes really strong and annoying, but it's really annoying and unfun to go against this killer. So just abuse it, you know? Her advanced movement prediction add-on will help you in loops and with gen patrol. This is one of the best add-ons that she got, and whenever survivors enter the range of a drone, which will definitely happen at some point in the match, you will see their auras, and you know, seeing auras in this game it's like a wall hack, so it's very useful. So keep that in mind, you know, you might want to take this add-on every time you play with this killer. Use drones to force healthy survivors out of loops. This is pretty self-explanatory and it works just like the Knight's power, which is another coincidence and another proof that these two killers are similar. But basically use your drones when it comes to loops when you are going against a healthy survivor, because these drones got an ability to expose these survivors if they are within the range of the drone for long enough, which will probably happen if they are about to loop you around one pallet, and it will definitely help you. They will probably don't even want to drop that pallet and they will try to run away, and you will get an easy hit either way. So yeah, keep that in mind. And the final tip from me is keep in mind that the loose screw add-on gives survivors the exhausted status effect when inside the drone radius, thus negating light, dead hard, sprint burst, or any other exhaustion perks effect. So this is actually very useful, and I believe that this is even more useful than the one that gives you wall hacks, because survivors cannot use dead hard on you, they cannot use sprint burst, overcome, or any other exhaustion perk. It makes them extremely weak, because every single survivor that I get to play against personally got some sort of an exhaustion perk, because they're extremely popular and they are annoying for every single killer. Let's be fair, if you are playing as a killer, do you find dead hard a fun perk to go against? I don't think so, you don't like that. So loose screw is probably gonna be my main add-on when I go to play as this killer. Like, I will probably take loose screw add-on every single time when I play as this killer. But I know that on release this killer got some buffs. I don't believe that they are good enough to make her viable, you know. She still feels like shit, but I got to play her more. I will give her a go and I will play for longer, and maybe if I'm satisfied with this killer, which I doubt I will be, I will make another video apologizing for calling her a piece of shit. But honestly, from the bottom of my heart, this killer can suck my cock.